Our Halloween movie marathon continues. Today, 10 more stories that'll send chills down your spine. From witches and ghosts to haunted dolls and cursed houses, these films will make you turn off the lights and instantly regret it. What if your perfect suburban home hid something unspeakable beneath its foundations? Poltergeist 1982, directed by Tobe Hooper and produced by Steven Spielberg, turned the American dream into a nightmare. The Freelings, Steve, Diane, and their kids live in a quiet California suburb until strange forces invade their home. At first, it's playful. Chairs move, lights flicker, voices whisper through the TV. But soon their youngest daughter, Carol Ann, is pulled into another dimension, and the family must fight to bring her back. Spielberg's touch is everywhere, mixing heart, wonder, and terror. The film blends supernatural horror with emotional realism, reminding us that true fear comes from losing what we love most. From the haunted television to the monstrous tree and that infamous clown doll, every image lingers long after the credits roll. Grossing over $120 million worldwide, Poltergeist became a genre-defining classic, and a chilling warning. Some homes were never meant to be lived in. What if a simple VHS tape could kill you in 7 days? The Ring, 2002, directed by Gore Verbinski, reimagined Japanese horror for American audiences and changed the genre forever. When journalist Rachel Keller, played by Naomi Watts, investigates a cursed videotape linked to several mysterious deaths, she discovers something far darker than an urban legend. The vengeful spirit of a young girl named Samara, whose rage transcends death itself. Dripping with cold, blue-tinted dread, The Ring trades cheap scares for slow-burning tension and psychological unease. Every frame feels haunted, from the flicker of a television screen to the echo of a dripping well. Watts delivers a gripping performance as a mother racing against time, her fear mirrored by the audience's growing sense of doom. With its chilling imagery, atmospheric score, and unforgettable 7 days warning, The Ring became a global phenomenon, grossing over $249 million. It wasn't just a remake. It was a rebirth of supernatural horror for a new generation. What if your faith was the very thing that damned you? The Witch, 2015, directed by Robert Eggers, is a haunting descent into isolation, paranoia, and the dark heart of Puritan belief. Set in 1630s New England, it follows a devout family banished from their settlement who attempt to build a new life on the edge of a vast, foreboding forest. But when their infant son mysteriously vanishes and crops begin to fail, fear festers, and the family turns against itself. Anya Taylor-Joy, in her breakout role as Thomasin, delivers a mesmerizing performance, torn between innocence and accusation. Eggers crafts horror not from jump scares, but from dread that seeps through every candlelit frame and whispering breeze. The language is authentic to the era, the visuals painterly and oppressive, creating a world that feels both historical and cursed. The Witch terrified audiences and critics alike, earning acclaim for its atmosphere and psychological depth. It's not just a story about witches. It's about fear, repression, and what happens when faith becomes the monster. Would you sign your name in the book? What if the haunting wasn't in your house, but in your camera? Paranormal Activity, 2007, written and directed by Oren Peli, revolutionized horror with almost nothing at all. No big effects, just actors, just a camcorder, a couple, and something terrifying in the dark. The story follows Katie and Micah, a young couple who suspect a demonic presence in their suburban home. Determined to capture proof, Micah sets up cameras around the house, and what they record changes horror forever. Shot on a micro-budget of just $15,000, the film became a global phenomenon, earning nearly $200 million and redefining found footage horror for a new generation. Its genius lies in restraint, the creak of a floorboard, a door that moves on its own, a whisper that chills the blood. Peli turns everyday domestic space into a nightmare where the unseen becomes unbearable. Paranormal Activity proved that true terror doesn't need monsters. Only imagination, patience, and a camera that never blinks. Would you dare watch what happens when the lights go out? What if the scariest thing you ever saw was real? The Blair Witch Project, 1999, directed by Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez, didn't just tell a ghost story. It changed how horror was made. Shot like a real documentary, it follows three student filmmakers, Heather, Josh, and Mike, who venture into the woods of Maryland to investigate the legend of the Blair Witch. What they find isn't blood or monsters, but pure dread, creeping through every shaky frame. Made for around $60,000, the film became a global phenomenon, grossing nearly $250 million and redefining the found footage genre. Its power lies in what it doesn't show: the unseen, the whispers in the dark, the terror of getting lost with something watching you. The movie's viral marketing blurred the line between fiction and reality, convincing audiences it might be real. The Blair Witch Project proved that horror doesn't need special effects, just fear, imagination, and a camera lost in the woods. Would you dare follow their trail? What if Halloween itself fought back against those who broke its rules? Trick or Treat 2007, written and directed by Michael Dougherty, is a love letter to the spookiest night of the year. A darkly funny, blood-soaked anthology where every tale intertwines under the glow of jack-o'-lanterns. Four stories: a teacher with a deadly secret, a group of teens playing a cruel prank, a young woman meeting a mysterious stranger, and a grumpy old man facing a trick-or-treater from hell, all collide in one unforgettable night. At the heart of it all is Sam, a small figure in orange pajamas with a burlap sack over his head. The spirit of Halloween itself, punishing anyone who dares disrespect the holiday's traditions. Though it skipped theaters and went straight to video, Trick or Treat became a cult classic, celebrated for its clever structure, stylish visuals, and perfect Halloween atmosphere. It's not just a horror film. It's a chilling reminder: always check your candy and never blow out a pumpkin too soon. What if your dream family turned out to be a nightmare? Coraline 2009, directed by Henry Selick and based on Neil Gaiman's dark fantasy novel, invites us into a world where imagination and terror share the same thread. When young Coraline Jones moves into a creaky old house with distracted parents, she discovers a hidden door leading to a perfect mirror version of her life, where her other mother cooks her favorite meals, showers her with love, and has buttons for eyes. At first it's paradise, but soon Coraline realizes the truth. This world isn't a dream, it's a trap. The other mother, a soul-stealing creature known as the Beldam, lures children with false comfort before devouring their essence. With stunning stop-motion animation, eerie atmosphere, and a haunting score, Coraline blurs the line between childhood wonder and existential dread. It's a reminder that perfection always has a price, and sometimes bravery means walking back through the door into the imperfect real world. Would you have the courage to? What happens when the afterlife is just as chaotic as the real world? Beetlejuice, 1988, directed by Tim Burton, turns death into a dark comedy carnival. After a sweet couple, Adam and Barbara Maitland, die in a car accident, they find themselves trapped haunting their own home, now invaded by an obnoxious yuppie family. Desperate to reclaim their space, they summon Beetlejuice, a crude, chaotic bio-exorcist from the netherworld, whose idea of help quickly spirals into madness. Michael Keaton's outrageous performance as Beetlejuice is pure cinematic lightning. Unpredictable, hilarious, and a little terrifying. Winona Ryder shines as Lydia, the gothic teen who sees the ghosts for who they really are, lost souls trying to belong. Blending gothic art, practical effects, and Burton's unmistakable weird charm, Beetlejuice became a cult classic that redefined what a ghost story could be. Strange, stylish, and irresistibly fun. Just be careful what names you say 3 times. What if a family of misfits was actually the most loving one of all? The Addams Family, 1991, directed by Barry Sonnenfeld, brings Charles Addams's macabre creations to life in a gothic comedy that's both spooky and irresistibly charming. The story follows Gomez and Morticia Addams, played with electric chemistry by Raul Julia and Angelica Houston, as they reunite with their long-lost brother Fester. Or so they think. When a con artist sends an imposter to infiltrate the family, chaos, laughter, and plenty of graveyard humor ensue. Every frame drips with gothic beauty, cobwebs, candlelight, and eerie elegance, while the family's bizarre normalcy turns societal weirdness upside down. Christina Ricci's Wednesday became an instant icon of deadpan wit and morbid curiosity. A box office success and cult favorite, The Addams Family proves that darkness can be delightful, love can be eccentric, and sometimes being creepy and kooky is the truest form of family. What if Halloween Night woke the witches from the dead? Hocus Pocus, 1993, directed by Kenny Ortega, is the ultimate Halloween cult classic, a wickedly fun blend of magic, comedy, and nostalgia. Set in Salem, Massachusetts, the film follows teenager Max who accidentally resurrects the Sanderson sisters, three hilarious and terrifying witches played by Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy. Back from the 17th century, the sisters plan to steal the life force of children to stay young forever. But their broomsticks, spells, and chaotic energy turn the night into a magical mess. With talking cats, flying vacuums, and campy musical numbers, Hocus Pocus embraces its spooky silliness with style. Though it wasn't a hit at first, the film became a Halloween staple, loved for its heart, humor, and irresistible witchy charm. Hocus Pocus reminds us that Halloween is less about fear and more about fun, friendship, and a little bit of hocus pocus. That's it for today. 10 movies to get you in the true Halloween spirit. Tell us in the comments which one you'll be watching tonight. And remember, sometimes the scariest movie starts right after you turn off the screen.